He went to his university, his graduation day, and then paid off his student loan. Right there on the spot, gave him a check for $25,000.
Wow.
Done. And the hallucination happened. Basically, I was sitting still, I was looking forward, and then something ran across here. That's scary, and it gave my body chills, and my eyes started watering.
But they could just beat you the fuck up,
100%.
mate. So
You can get killed by a punch, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or your head lands
Yeah.
on a curb. There's people that have gone away for that in the UK.
That happened to my dad.
Really?
My dad got in a fight when he was very, very young. He was never in any trouble with the police before that. Hit the guy. The guys fell down, hit his head on the curb, died.
Died?
Yeah, died. What's your opinion of channels like mine?
Yeah. I went to a school in East London, and then my mum searched every single boarding school in the country. Had no money. What ones could I get in for free? I wake up and my hands are covered in blood. My face is bloody. The pillow is red, and I was like, "Mum," turned immediately around and just shocked that I was just covered in blood.
Hello guys and welcome back to Jaack Mate's Happy Hour. Jordan, how you doing, mate?
Not too bad, mate. I'm doing all right.
Good. You ask me how I am? I'm
You?
good. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. We are joined by another big YouTuber. We're kind of working our way through every YouTuber on the platform.
It's like me on my insults matches. I was systematically going through one by one.
Yeah, just get them all, get
Yeah.
that reach. I was going to introduce you as a YouTuber that I've had a little bit of beef with back in the past, but wouldn't narrow it down. So,
Very true.
so I'm joined by CALLUX. How you doing, Callum? You all right,
I'm
mate?
good, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me on today.
That's a pleasure, mate. It is a pleasure. We've got lots to talk about over the next sort of hour or so, but
Mhm.
we always start with a big question here. Meal deals.
Yeah.
What's your go-to?
Ah,
Are you a meal deal man?
yeah. So the Tesco's chicken Caesar wrap
Okay.
Oh,
with some
I've
cheese
been
onion
there.
crisps.
You're a rap man.
And then you can, I don't know if you can still do it, but can you get those vitamin drinks? You know, the ones that are actually quite expensive.
What, like the Innocent smoothies and that?
Yeah, but not those. The other ones.
Like
But
the,
yeah,
the flavoured water one.
No, it's actually a smoothie, but I can't remember what it's called. But those three anyway.
Is it? But it's not by Innocent.
No.
Okay, cool. Did you?
You know the square ones? The square
Oh,
ones?
yeah. I know
Yeah.
which ones you're about. Yeah.
I can't remember what
Like
they're called.
rectangular bottles.
They're the ones that say like flux seeds on them or something.
Something
innit?
like that, yeah. Don't judge me though. It's just it's really unhealthy to have, obviously. Well, not really unhealthy, but I feel like I'm not going for the healthiest option in the wrap and then the crisps.
I think the wrap's
Yeah,
pretty
so you
healthy.
kinda-
Yeah,
They put in
definitely.
a ton of mayo,
Yeah, they do. To
Big
be fair,
time,
what
big
crisps
time.
did you say?
cheese and onion.
What, just standard Walkers?
Yeah.
Fair play.
I thought you'd be a bit more out there.
Just why change when you've got something so good? Don't fix something that's not broken.
True.
Is that the saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but McCoy's, not a fan of McCoy's.
reliable.
They're okay.
I
They're
thought-
I'd have them in a pub.
Okay, fair enough. Jordan,
Yeah.
McCoy's or normal cheese and onion?
They're too different. They're too different. Like
that's why it's a
if
question.
Yeah, if I'm fancying cheese and onion, I'm fancying cheese and onion. If I'm fancying McCoy's, probably the steak.
Nah, because
McCoy's.
I think McCoy's are like normal flavours on steroids.
Right.
So you're speaking quite highly of them right now. So that is telling me that you are a big McCoy's fan.
Big fan.
So if
Yeah,
there's a meal deal, McCoy's are your.
McCoy's chicken bacon lettuce sandwich and a smoothie. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Square
with you.
smoothie.
No.
Just while you said it, because we're on the subject, I realised the other day, because I got a meal deal, I've never actually bought this packet of crisps outside of a meal deal. It's the Walker's Max Paprika,
Yep.
but I always seem to get it with a meal deal, but I don't think I've ever bought them individually.
If you go on Walker's Max, you got to go steak.
Never had them. I've only
Decent.
ever really seen the paprika ones.
Double
I've never
decent.
had them.
Really?
Double decent.
No.
Anyway, CALLUX, you've got 2.8 mil subs. That's decent.
Thank you.
Very
thank you.
decent.
You're
So-
catching me though.
What
What are you on now?
See, I hit 1 million
Yeah.
in December, and then I've kind of just stagnated a bit
It's
since
the
then.
story of my life.
Yeah.
It's tough to grow these days, man.
Why do you think that is?
Algorithms.
Is it?
Yeah, I think. Well, I have this view about all social media. Really, like you've spent the last 8 years following people. Why do you want to follow more? You know what I
Right.
mean? And I guess that's why I'm not going to go too deep into it, but that's why YouTube doesn't really promote subscriptions that much anymore.
Right. It's all views,
It's
is
all
it?
views.
because something weird. Because I'm not an avid watcher of YouTube channels. I mean, I did.
But you watch my videos, right?
I dip in and out. I do
Okay,
dip in and
yeah,
out,
yeah.
and especially last night when obviously we knew you're coming on. I've had a little bit of a research, and you're still smashing it for somebody who's been around for quite some time. You
Thank
are
you.
still getting a lot of views, but it fluctuates a lot, doesn't it? Up,
Yep.
down, up, down. I think you've admitted that on your Twitter like recently.
Yep.
Why do you think that is? Do you know?
So I watched a really good video last night from I'd never get his name correct. Ventriloquism or something. I never get his name right.
No, I
But he
don't.
made
No
he made a
idea.
video that basically went viral, had like 80 million shade balls in an LA reservoir. And he spoke to MrBeast about what his thumbnail should be, and went away and thumbnailed it the right way, and he came back the next week, 29 million views.
Fucking hell.
And he doesn't really pull those numbers.
What?
Yeah, so he spoke to MrBeast, right? He was like, no one's an expert, but I spoke to MrBeast. Brilliant video. It's about 25 minutes long. It's going to do really well. But I feel like now you're not really, like the way that YouTube is at the moment, you have to make the right video rather than people coming back to watch your content week in, week out. I think if you're David Dobrik,
Yeah.
people cut. I don't look at his titles. I don't look at his thumbnails.
Do you not?
No, not at all. I just click the video because I know that every time I'm going to get a great 4 minutes 20.
Is that what they are?
Yeah, they're all 4 minutes 20 long. Yeah.
So I'm going to seem like such an amateur here.
Hit me.
I don't know much about this guy,
Yeah.
right? I saw Cal Freezy tweet a lot about him, say he's the GOAT and stuff like that. And I saw a video of all of his merch in some warehouse, like in all these boxes.
In 368 in Casey's studio.
Right, which
Yeah.
is fucking mental. Do you know much about this guy, David
No,
Dobrik?
I don't. I've heard of him, obviously.
It's weird
but
Come
not
on,
too much.
guys.
This is
I
why we
know.
kind of morphed this podcast from being like a YouTube kind of like drama podcast, because as soon as Alex left, I was kind of like, I don't actually know.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, unless Alfie's done something, I'm fucked. But no, so going back to something like that, like what does he do briefly? Because I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so he has an amazing group of friends that he basically holds the camera
Yeah.
and films other people, but his personality is behind it. He says stuff, he sets stuff up, but he's very rarely in front of the camera. He's just got some incredible friends, makes 4 minute 20 long videos. There's always one killer pointer, but you know, the clickbait on every one. So the other day he one of his old school friends, he went to his university, his graduation day, and then paid off his student loan. Right there on the spot, gave him a check for $25,000.
Wow.
Done. He's bought probably about 10 people cars off sponsors as well.
Really?
So he's one of those people, and I was going to talk about later as well. He's one of those people that he's got a massive audience, but hasn't actually been in that much drama.
Right.
Like apart from some Trisha Paytas, if that's her name, stuff.
Right.
He's really just makes videos.
Yeah.
And they're great, and they all get like between 5 and 10 million views.
And that is almost near impossible to do in
Oh,
2019.
it's crazy. And he used to do it 3 times a week. I think he does it twice a week now.
How's that working in terms of mid rolls and that? Because obviously YouTube say get it over that 10-minute
Yeah.
mark. So how's that working?
That's the thing. He's kind of going against the algorithm, isn't he? Because he's not making 10-minute long videos. He's making 4-minute long videos 3 times a week. But I guess, I don't know. It's just because he's built the audience. He's gone against it. Like, I will watch every single video he uploads without fail. And I feel like that's me speaking.
Mm.
And like, I'm the same as you. I don't really watch that much content anymore. I get sucked into the home and the suggested feed a bit.
Yeah.
But every single one of his videos I'll watch without fail. And if I've missed it, I'll find some time to watch it. And I feel like he's just created content that commands an audience like that on a massive scale.
Wow.
That's mad.
Do
That
you-
is mental.
Do you think that it is because it's like bite-sized chunks that you'll watch it more?
Yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah, 4 minutes 20, and it's never just 4 minutes 20 in one place. It'll be 10 seconds here, a minute there, 10 seconds here, 10 seconds, 10 seconds of his friends just doing crazy stuff.
Fucking mental. That is quite an art. When I was vlogging years ago, and I don't get me wrong, I don't know anything about how to make the perfect vlog or anything, but it's about, I don't know if you'll agree, but it's about what you cut out rather than what you keep in. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think especially me, I've got a fairly big ego. When I make videos, I think I'll keep that in. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Truth of the matter is, it's majority of it's shit. But it's learning about what bits to cut out and stuff like that. What's your process when you make a no, before that, how would you describe what it is that you do? Because there's quite a mix on the
I know.
channel. So how would you describe what you do?
I've been one of those people that kind of I just try and do good ideas, and I say good ideas
Yeah.
like that because not everyone thinks that they're good.
It's subjective.
Exactly. So if I get this feeling, like I'll think of something. So for example, we'll talk about the Silent Room, which actually banged for me. It did 5.5 million views. I think it's on now.
Yeah.
Which is like crazy for me after a month.
Yeah.
I never do that. So it's like that. I was sat in after party production company that I basically sit in Monday to Friday. And I was speaking with Ben and we were talking about video ideas, and he said something about most silent room in the world, and straight away it was like, that's the one we need to do. Right, so how does that work? What's the world record? How long do I need to stay in there for? Who's going to let me do that? How do we make it happen? Okay, we need to email South Bank University and get that in, and then go for a recce, meet them, go for some meetings, and then film it.
Yeah.
And then it was the editing process.
Yeah.
I don't edit anymore. I can't edit.
What? But is it because your skill set, or you just find it dull?
No, I think I am really good at editing videos for me, and probably I could edit for a lot of my friends. So I feel like I'm quite good on that in that sense. But I'm so burnt out, man.
Yeah.
I'm like 1,300 videos in, because I had a gaming channel before, and it was 3 a day for a year or two.
Fucking hell, that's a grind.
But I can't say anything because some of my friends like Simon and that lot, 2 channels, and they've done it for years. So
do they have editors and that?
I don't know anymore.
Mm.
But they used to do it all themselves, and I found that crazy. They, film at night and then edit, and then they go sleep at 4 a.m. and do it all over again. Those guys have some serious work ethics.
Yeah.
But so I pass all that footage over to my editor, who it took me so long to find someone that kind of resonated with me and gets my style and stuff.
Yeah.
I found him. He'll put it together. He'll edit it, and then we've moved into this like new age YouTube thing where you need to talk over your clips. You can't just edit a video together, which is a challenge, and put some stills in. It's like, hey guys, so today I did this, blah, 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 blah. Got in contact with South Bank University, went through all of these steps. We went to check it out. Here's what a balloon sounds like in the room so you can feel it. Here's this, that.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for him to build a story based on what's in my head.
Yeah.
Yes,
And it's very hard for me to write that down to tell him what to do when it's in my head and I haven't seen the footage or I haven't edited the footage. So
Yeah.
long story short, he'll edit it together, and then specifically for that video, I sat down for 8 hours on a sunny Saturday afternoon where I was like not in a great headspace, and just like conked it out, uploaded it that night, and it did really well within 24 hours, really well within 48 hours, and then just grew from there.
I think everyone has their average, what they expect by a certain amount. Do you always upload at the same time?
I try and upload after 7 p.m.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I try to miss Fridays.
Dear.
I've had bad experiences with Fridays.
Really?
That's what Alex, I'm Alex, who obviously used to host the show. He knows a lot about the algorithm. Like, that guy knows everything.
I've seen certain YouTubers, pull CSVs off their analytics, shove them into Excel sheets, or create their own Excel sheet, master Excel front page, and they'll map like watch time to views, and they'll plot graphs. I've seen some serious shit.
No way.
And nothing ever.
Insane.
Can I swear?
Yeah.
Nothing ever fucking correlates. Ever.
Really?
Yeah,
That
there's
is
very few
mad.
things apart from at the moment watch time and CTR. That's it. That's all you have to worry about.
Really?
Getting people to click your video, and when they click your video, getting them to stay on it.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's all you can do. And that was the beauty with the Silent Room video. It's like you've got a timer at the bottom. So
Yeah,
people
yeah,
are watching it, they don't want to click off, because why would they click off at 30 minutes when you're still going? Like,
Yeah.
I reckon that's why that video did so well, because it captured an audience. The watch time was really good. And I spent a long time on a thumbnail,
Yeah.
trying to get it right.
This is what I mean. Alex is constantly going on about like the SEO and stuff. Like the video and the thumbnail has to be everything.
Yeah.
So I've got a video coming out tomorrow. Well, I don't know when this is going out, but whatever. And
You'll probably have a video out tomorrow anyway.
yeah, that's it. But I sent the thumbnail to a guy called James Marriott, who's friends with
Yeah.
Alex, and I said, "What do you think of this thumbnail?" I thought he'd just go, "Yeah, I like it," or "I don't like it." He was like, "Right, move this guy's face here, do this, do that." I was like, "Why?" He was like, first of all, you're showing too much of the torso. It has to be head and shoulders. This color needs to be. I was like, I don't understand how that makes a difference, but it clearly does, doesn't it?
Massively. And it's the worst thing at the moment. It's like before you could upload VidCon day one, or like Gamescom day one vlog.
Yeah.
And people love you, so they'd watch your content.
Yeah.
But I feel like the standard quality, because there's so many people trying to break through, push the quality bar up a bit.
Yeah.
And therefore you're not going to watch all your favorites, because you can actually go and watch 10 videos that you're suggested on the homepage that are all quality and all algorithmically right for you.
Yeah.
That is fucking mental.
That's like when we had Zach and Jay on, I think it was just after the pod, they said that Nico Omalana said
Nico,
he
hates.
I apologise.
I done a brand deal with him in Leicester Square.
Nico.
and I kept saying Nico, and I didn't clock on the day, but he kept going, yeah, that's my name. And then I was just, and then it was only in the edit. I was watching him. I was trying to think about what I was saying, so I wasn't really listening. And then in the edit, I was like, I've been saying it wrong the whole fucking time.
Well, Nico.
Yeah.
Said to them, apparently, like if you have someone smoking a cigarette in a thumbnail, apparently it entices people to click more and shit like that.
There's little things like that. So now, if
how
you
does
go,
that even work?
It's mad. If you go on Nico's channel now and Zach and Jay's channel, there's a few thumbnails where they've just photoshopped themselves with a
Is that right?
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah. Apparently it's because like kids and that just it intrigues them. I guess. I'm just gonna edit like a heroin needle, just getting a belt. Really go all out.
But here's the other thing. Like that's dangerous, because like YouTube have all of these back end features that can recognize what's in your thumbnail. So for after the whole red circle, red arrow thing happened, I uploaded a couple of videos that did less well when they had red arrows and red circles in them, because YouTube and I did hear, I can't remember if it was from a legitimate source or it was through, I think it was like one of those creator studio videos that they upload where like two people from YouTube sit beside each other and try and drip out information without actually telling you what it is. Right. It was one of those. It was like stop with the red arrow shit. Like
really?
Yeah, that's done.
That
phase is done.
And shit in it.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you meant when you referred to the circle and red arrow stuff?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like in a thumbnaknow, like it was it was massive for like 6 months.
Yeah,
fucking
they were
hell.
everywhere.
I saw it, but I didn't know it would have any effect. Sort of
Massive,
like the back end
man.
of that is mad.
Yeah. But that's the thing with smoking. Like you're saying that it's like, wow, like it's interesting they do better, because you'd think that their mega machines would. But maybe they just scan the videos when they go up, and if you change the thumbnail later, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. What do you think about all of these companies that copyright claim videos because of like tiny little bits?
So I knew this. I don't want to sound like that guy, but I knew that this time would come.
Right.
And I haven't had a copyright claim in 3 years, because I just use copyright-free music. And I've always in my head, I'm like, oh man, like David Dobrik does it. His intro, he has an intro in every single one of his videos. Sorry to bring it up again, but he has an intro in every single one of his videos that is a Mika song. Oh, it's like, buh, 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 buh. That's the beginning of a Mika song. So it's like, he mustn't earn any money from his videos, and he uses copyright music all the time. And I've always sat there and I was like, like I try and be genuine. I try and be real. I try and be the same here, speaking to you, that I kind of am in my videos, maybe a bit more energetic.
Yeah.
But so it's like, I want to use copyright music. I want to use music that will lift my video. But then I was like, CPM didn't go that well last year or the year before, whenever I got absolutely fucked. So let's just keep it on a level and never get a copyright claim. And now it's happened. Everyone's getting them.
That's mad. I've heard there's like, this is where I really show how little I know about this, but I've heard there's like some companies that like that have created software to just mass search all of these videos, and then they go to the people that own the content, and then they just split the profits like that.
Oh right.
Because in my video I did the other week about, bless him, Morgs. It was I use the Streets instrumental. Don't mug yourself.
I saw you tweeting about your 7-second thing. Yeah,
but
and he tweeted you back. That was class from him.
Yeah, that was good from him. Yeah, that was decent from him. But it was the bit that is, the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme song that goes. It was just that, but I cut it like pretty much straight away, and that got claimed. But I used Stormzy's instrumental of "Shut Up," and didn't get claimed, and then the streets didn't get claimed. So I have no idea how all of that works. But
So a lot of the people that have got claims, it says like manually claimed, which means that these record labels are hiring people to, or publishers as well, are hiring people just to sit there and go through a channel. And I think that's why certain channels at certain points get like, you know how people are like 10 emails in a row. I've just
Yeah,
got
it's
10, I've just got
Yeah.
like 20.
yeah,
It's because someone's got watching their videos. I'm probably like double speed until they hear a song and they're like, oh, do we own the rights to that? Yeah, we do. Claim it.
wow.
In my opinion, because
Yeah.
that's what manually claimed means. Like someone did that.
Someone's actually physically sat there
Yeah,
and done
and
it. Yeah.
and they might have a bit of software that again runs, as you just said. I didn't
Yeah.
know about that. They might have that, but obviously YouTube have that too, and they do that anyway.
Yeah,
Fucking
because
hell.
I randomly get emails. I got one the other day. UMG, who claim a lot of shit, claimed a video from like 5.5 years ago.
Yeah, that
I'm
must be
just like,
be
what the
software.
fuck?
That must be
Like,
software.
Yeah,
Especially
Yeah, that's true.
I get it on videos where, as you said, 5 years ago,
Yeah.
that have probably had 60 views in the
Yeah.
last month,
Yeah,
and that's
and
people
it's
just
like, what
randomly
the fuck?
clicking.
Yeah.
So there's no that must be software. But I want to just get off that topic quickly and go back to the video you mentioned, the one that banged, the quiet
Silent
room one.
Room, yeah.
What was that like? Because I started to watch it last night, but I purposely shut it off. So because I wanted to ask you today about it.
Did you get sucked in by what I was talking about?
I probably fucked your watch time, but I saw the bit where you pop the balloon out of the
Yeah,
room
yeah.
and then you pop it in the room and it sounds completely different.
Yeah.
So, and then I was like, I don't actually want to see how you get on because I want to hear today. So, for anyone that doesn't know, tell people about it. What is this
Yeah.
room?
So it's one of the world's most silent rooms. It's an anechoic chamber, kind of like this, but has like these weird bits of foam that are like triangles.
Like the corrugated
Yeah.
kind
yeah,
of.
but they're mapped on the wall in a specific way where sound will bounce into it and then it will bounce off another bit, which will bounce it sideways. So it's like it's very weird. Like
So
sound goes in
It doesn't come back at you. Is
and
that
it
what
never it gets lost inside the foam.
And you can go insane in there, can't you?
Apparently,
Yeah. Did
I
you?
hallucinated.
Did you?
no way.
Swear on my
the
life.
Fuck?
You
Yeah, yeah.
hallucinated.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How
And
long
I'm-
in?
It was. Oh, that's a good question. I think it was like 40 minutes or after an hour. I don't know. I can't remember. I have to look at it again.
What's the world record? Wasn't it like 67 minutes?
67 minutes.
Did you get it?
I
Spoilers.
got 86.
Oh, decent.
But my stopwatch stopped. This exact stopwatch, I like tapped it when I was in the room, just like this, like randomly, and I clicked to like stop and then go to the home screen. Very weird. You can see it in the video.
Really?
Very weird. I stopped my stopwatch. So basically, I could speak 1 minute every 5 minutes, and when my stopwatch stopped, I then couldn't work out when I could speak. So I was like, I'll stay in there for another 10 minutes and I'm done because I beat the record. Someone can come along and do it,
Yeah.
and then the next time I'll stay in there for 6 hours if I can.
What?
Right.
Yeah, like if someone comes to beat me, then I
Yeah.
will go properly and
Go
do it
all
again.
up,
And the
yeah.
video bangs, so it would like hopefully
Yeah,
you'd
yeah,
think
yeah.
it would get a million
Yeah.
again, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's even more quieter now.
Yeah.
But just how it was weird, man. It was like, where do I start? Like sitting in there. I think I was lucky that I could speak every 5 minutes. That was nice because it made time go faster. It was like this 5 minute block. I just have to be silent for it, and then I can speak, and that's such a great release. Even though it's a weird thing. Like you sit in your bedroom at home and you won't you won't say anything for hours.
Yeah, but you've got fuck all in there, right?
Nothing in there, and I had to stay under 25 decibels a minute, so I couldn't actually move my chair because it squeaked. I forgot I had water down below me. So yeah, I felt very weird. I thought that I'd have to play up for YouTube as you do. But in the end I didn't. And maybe it's the headspace that I'm in currently. It was weird, man. I walked away from it feeling really weird. And the hallucination happened. Basically, I was sitting still, I was looking forward, and then something ran across here, and you see my head turn like that. And because I'm a sick fuck, I was like, instead of that's scary, and it gave my body chills and my eyes started watering. And I've got raw footage when you can hear my voice kind of changing, but I didn't put it in. Or there's actually one clip where it is in, but then I didn't put the rest of it in because I was like, it's a bit too weird and people might think that I'm faking it or something. So I just left it out. And it ran to my right, and then because I'm a sick fuck, I was like, I'm gonna do that again. I want to make that happen again, because when do you ever experience that?
Yeah.
So then for the rest of the show, I was just like making the red light on the camera like jump around and turn into flames and stuff like that. And I think it's just I think it's just because you're in such a like there's nothing, so your brain's trying to make up stuff. I don't know what the science is behind it. I can
Yeah.
only tell you how I felt in the room.
Yeah.
But that's how I felt. I saw this thing run across the room, went cold. You know when you almost drop a cup on the side, like you
Yeah,
catch it
yeah.
and
Yeah.
your body goes cold. That happened. Started tearing up. I was like, oh, what's going on here? And then got snapped out of it and carried on. Yeah.
Wow.
That is insane. And so I don't understand. That's crazy because it's just a lack of sound that just changes everything. That's
As I said, I watched the start and I heard the guy. Was he a professor or something?
Yeah,
Or-
he was like in charge of that place. Yeah.
I heard him say that you're going to start hearing your blood circulate.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
That's fucking.
Yeah.
What?
You should experience it, man.
I'm
I think
intrigued.
I could
I'm
have stayed in there for a
intrigued.
couple hours, but I was like, just for the video, like, let's beat it by a little bit and see if someone wants to come back and beat me. But I think you could go in there and beat it, I reckon.
Really?
I reckon most people could.
Why do you think the world record was only
Well,
67 minutes? Or
Here's the thing, like, we got in contact with Guinness World Records. I haven't told anyone this yet. And they were like really excited. I have a good relationship with them because my manager used to work with them quite closely. I did GWR OMG back in the day
I
with
did
like
that.
Alfie and did
yeah,
you do it?
yeah, I done that. Yeah,
With Alfie, like Marcus, KSI, and
Yeah.
yourself.
Weirdly.
And so, you know, I already have a world record. It's for something, as I said in the video, very neaky. And
What is it?
I held half a controller with KSI and got
What?
the fastest lap time round a Gran Turismo track. How fucking neaky is that?
What was the time?
Oh, I don't know. It was made up, man. It was just so they could give me a world record because we couldn't beat any of the like how many crackers can you eat in a minute or like
Yeah.
they're bloody hard, those records.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, some a Nike record. They already knew I had a record though. I feel like I might have another one. I don't know. And then emailed them. They were like, yes. Great. It normally costs this much to get an adjudicator. Not cheap, by the way. Really, really expensive.
What is it?
I can't remember,
Yeah.
but it was multiple thousands.
Really?
Yeah.
What, just to get someone down to
Yeah,
say.
yeah. And then do the paperwork and so on.
Do you get in the book?
I think if your record's cool enough, like that should get in the book.
Yeah,
I'd have got in the book.
yeah.
I'm in the gaming book. I'm in
yeah.
the gaming book. That
Right.
doesn't mean anything, though, does it? Sorry, Gina. Well, you didn't come down, so I'm not sorry. But then it got to the final stage. They obviously sent it on to someone higher up, and they replied, "I'm sorry, but it's too dangerous. We're not coming down." I was like, "No, it's not. It's not too dangerous." Person at the university.
Hang on, sorry. The Guinness World Records have people like the most swords
I
swallowed
said
in like a
this.
week. or
I
something.
said this. Walking on fire pits.
Yeah.
Yeah. When that
Countless
guy
other
that was just
ones.
like
Yeah.
in ice for like 3 hours.
All your David Blaine stuff, he'll be in there.
Yeah.
Someone hanging by like hooks in their back for a
Yeah.
week. Like that is mental.
Yeah.
That is mad.
I was going to reply with that, but I was like, you know what? I'll put it in the video. And then I
Yeah.
didn't put it in the video, actually.
Wow.
So I was just like, there's no point, man. We've got a good video here. Why
Yeah.
spread negativity? Just keep
Yeah.
it. Keep it.
Yeah.
Just keep it stum.
That's cool.
So what was I going to say? Yeah, they then the university came back and they gave a really detailed description of like why it's not dangerous, and they still said no. So they didn't come down.
Wow.
Sounds like they just couldn't be fucked.
Or that.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying them. Yeah, they offered it for free. So
Fucking
Yeah.
hell. Some other of your videos that have banged. I think we'll probably go to a break here, but when you come back, I want to talk about well, it's actually not your video, but you got involved in the MrBeast video.
yes.
There's a slightly weird thing I want to ask you about a car, breaking into a car.
Oh yeah.
If you can
Yeah,
talk about
yeah.
that, and we'll
That
be
was
talking
years
about
ago.
yeah. Is that a real thing? We
What,
won't go
as
into
in-
it. Did it happen?
Well, we'll find out after the break, won't we?
He's a pro at this. He's a pro. There'll be lots more after this. Hello guys, welcome back to Jaack Mate's Happy Hour. I'm still with Jordan,
I'm still here.
and I'm still with CALLUX.
What kind of break does that look like? Are we talking mid roll?
Yeah,
Stick a mid roll there, or is it for the podcast?
that's more for the audio,
Yeah.
for iTunes and Spotify and that, because audio money's pretty decent.
Yeah?
Pretty decent.
Nice.
CPMs, mate. Do you know what CPMs are in audio?
No.
So my YouTube CPM's $4.
Well, that's pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for your content.
True. Yeah. But the CPM, I believe, is about 25 quid on
Yeah,
audio.
yeah.
So
I guess it's harder to pull views, so you get less views than you would on a YouTube video here.
yeah,
But that's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
but I think that's probably why.
You know
so
what? I
many
might
people
just
are doing
pack this up and go. Is that all right?
Well, start your own podcast.
Yeah. No, there's too many. There's too many. I'll leave it to you guys.
It's a very
saturated market.
And it never
yeah.
used to be.
no. It's kind of just boom
Yeah.
from because people like Gervais have been doing it for years, for fucking
And
years.
Joe Rogan, love Joe Rogan, man.
Yeah,
Big.
He's the biggest podcaster that I watch, as in I watch the most stuff from him.
yeah. But I kind of like the fact that he has so many different people on from so many different walks of life. I can just dip in and out of that channel when I want.
I
Like,
do the same.
do you reckon there's anyone out there that watches all of them?
I had a period of time where I just I was like subscribed on iTunes or whatever, and I just every time one come out, just at work.
How
and that,
often does he make them?
I think he films like 3 or 2 or 3 a day, maybe 5 days a week. I'm not sure.
Mate, it's
fucking
mental.
insane. His output is
What
mental.
about what you told me
He's-
about
he's-
his editor? That
Oh yeah, so I because when I started editing the clips for this show, I thought I'll subscribe to JR
Clips.
Clips and that,
Yeah.
yeah. And they edit probably 10 to 15 clips per podcast, but they're actually uploading them while they're still live. So Jamie's on the side editing clips. So while he's still talking to the guest live, they're going up on YouTube.
What?
It's fucking insane.
yeah.
And as you listen to him, obviously Jamie's also interacting in the podcast at the
Does
same
the
time,
screen
pulling stuff
stuff,
up.
right?
Yeah.
Is that why
Mental.
it's so delayed sometimes? Like they'll be
Probably,
talking about something,
yeah.
it doesn't go up.
Jamie pull that up, and then 10 minutes later it goes up.
Yeah.
But yeah, but no, that's fucking mental.
That is
It's
mental.
mental.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Talking of American YouTubers, MrBeast.
Yes.
Spoke about him briefly in the first half of the show. You went over to LA to
Yeah.
be in his video. I think it was the last person to leave the circle wins
Yeah.
$100,000, something
Yeah.
like that. How did that come about?
Was
Was it as simple as just DMing him and going, okay?
we spoke over DMs. Like I've watched him. I think not before he blew up, like just as he was blowing.
Right.
He was already doing very well with some of his viral videos in the past, but I think I just followed him, and he might have followed me back,
Right.
or I tweeted him, and then upon that tweet, he followed me back,
Right.
and then yeah, he was. He gave me like thumbnail help before any of this. The guy is, as I said earlier, with the other guy's thumbnail that did 29 mil. He was like, "Send me your thumbnails if you want to, and I'll check them out." And I did with one, and he just tore it to pieces and my title, and was just like, "No, like this isn't it." And like it's hard for me because I'm like, "Oh, I think I know it all," but like he's an. In this video I was mentioning, like the guy said, no one's an expert, because to become an expert at something, it's 3 things. It's 140 hours, or whatever it is, 140 days of whatever those metrics are.
Yeah.
And then one is that your workplace or the platform that you work on is always the same. Or like, so if you have a job or piano,
Yeah.
the piano never changes.
Yeah.
It's always the same. It's not going to change.
Yeah.
YouTube's not like that.
No.
It changes every day.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't become an expert at it because it changes every day. But he's an expert.
Yeah.
Because he's proven it.
Absolutely.
He seems-
Every upload.
And I mean, I've only had DM conversations with him. I don't know the guy.
Yeah.
He seems like the nicest fucking guy.
Out of not out of everyone I've met,
Yeah.
he deserves what he has, and his work ethic is second to none. Every single day, that's his life. It's his passion. It's just him now, YouTube, and it will be for years to come. Whereas we all have these other things going on.
For sure. He is he exactly the same off camera?
Exactly the same.
Is he?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Because he's not a massive personality in his videos, is he? He's just
No.
like, here's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
Like more interesting than that, of course.
Yeah.
Like, doing him credit, but
I heard like he's got like a team, like a massive team, and for that particular video, I can't remember how I found it. I don't, because Will and E did it with you,
Yeah.
didn't he? So I think he told Alex. Alex said it on the podcast. But while you were filming the video in which the YouTubers stay in the circle for as long as they can, the footage was constantly like all of these hard drives were being taken back to the office. This whole team of people were working on it, and it's weird because, in the greatest respects, I love his videos, don't get me wrong, but it's got that amateur feel to them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's no like high quality, like, but I mean, I know he's like shooting bullets at 100,000 magnets or what, and that's going to take a budget. But do you know what I mean? Like, there's not that kind of like movie feel to them.
Yeah.
It's still got that very raw YouTuber 2012 feel to that,
Exactly that.
which is good. So you, Will and E, was it just you two that went over?
Cal was supposed to come. Yeah, I think it was just us.
Right.
Imagine just forgetting someone I stood in a circle with for 29 hours.
So you went over to California. You met MrBeast.
Oh, and Casper. Casper was there.
Oh, of course.
But he didn't
yeah.
travel with me. Stayed in the house later on though.
Right, fair. So you three went over. You done this video. The premise was simply whoever could stay in the circle for long enough would win $100,000.
Yeah.
Was it? And you're all YouTubers. What was it like before that? What did you prepare? What did you have to do? I saw a video from Leon Lush.
Yeah.
And because I think he won, didn't he?
Yeah,
Or
he
got to
did.
the
Yeah,
end?
with Casper.
Yeah, there was 5 of them, wasn't there? That was still at the end.
4 that shared it. I think Mini Lad, once he dropped out, they then split the money.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he still got a shout out.
And I saw Leon preparing for it, and some of the stuff I can't remember off the top of my head what he was doing, but he was really putting in some prep for this challenge. Did you?
No, I got on a plane. Jet lagged as well. Jet lag because I landed, then slept a night, and then I stood in the circle from 11 a.m. the next day for 29 hours.
Fucking
We'll get to that
hell.
length and stuff in a minute.
Yeah.
We met at the CALLUX house. I think that's where it was. Yeah, I was there.
Is that Rice Gum's place?
Yeah.
Right.
And obviously that was the first time that I'd met Ricegum as well after throwing I don't know what's on now, like 7 million view
What was that
diss
like?
track
Yeah.
at him.
What's he
It was
like?
it was fun. Like it was good. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't that awkward. Yeah,
Right.
we're all, it was fine.
Yeah.
He actually asked me about Harry because I live with Road to Shore obviously, and he was like, "Why did he throw that random diss track at me?" Because I think he just made a random diss track at Ricegum.
Yeah.
I think.
Views?
Yeah. Why else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I went to a CVS or something like that, and I was like, "What am I gonna need? I need a back support because my lower back will go. I'm gonna get some gel for my back, and I've got a funny story about that. I bought ibuprofen and jelly what they called? Fucking hell.
Jelly ranchers.
No, like jelly babies.
Yeah.
Anyway, what those? So I was like sugar in there.
Yeah.
Keep me alive. So yeah, brought this stuff.
So was you what? So you were, if you brought food with you, you were allowed to eat it. You're allowed to eat.
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So Danny Duncan brought like a team with him. So he had like 4 or 5 people with him, and they would go away and order him food and make him sandwiches and stuff. And he obviously ended up being one of the winners. The guy's mental. I've started watching his videos afterwards. I didn't know who he was before.
Right. I don't know who he is.
His makes like 20, 30-minute long videos of him just vlogging, just fucking about and being reckless.
Really?
Yeah, but anyway, he's a psycho, but in a good way. He's a psycho.
Yeah, a YouTuber.
Yeah. But I feel like there's different degrees of psycho.
Right.
He is
yeah.
a psycho.
Top level.
Yeah.
Top level, yeah.
So anyway, I prepare in the morning, pop 2 ibuprofen before I get in, put this cream on my lower back. That cream was the biggest mistake I've ever made. The sun's beating down on me. I must have put too much on. My lower back's burning, and it continues to burn because I don't change my top. Didn't know how long I was going to be in there for. And it's just like on the back of my top, my sweaty back,
shit.
like burning for maybe the first 12 hours. And then I'd try to like hold it away from me or put something there, the back support under my shirt so it would stop touching. And then it just kept burning. But I realized in the end that I was just feeling some burning and not feeling my lower back. My lower back never hurt once, and like a couple of other people's were.
Right.
So I made a really stupid mistake by doing that because it really, it's like deep heat, but it was like burning me really badly.
Mm.
And then, but it saved me in the end. Yeah. And I just popped like ibuprofen every couple hours. I don't know if you're allowed to, but I did it anyway.
I think it's
Yeah.
going to be every 4, but you're still here. It's fine.
And I was barely eating, barely drinking because you had to shit in a bucket in the middle. And I was like, I am not shitting in a
What?
bucket in the middle of the circle. But a couple people did.
Did they?
Yeah. And everyone that did had diarrhea.
Oh, no.
So you could hear it just blurting out of their arsehole.
Oh,
Jesus
fuck's sake.
But-
And then what? MrBeast would just come and get it and throw it away? Or?
No, everyone had their own bucket.
Oh,
So-
it stayed there.
The shit ones I think got taken away, but yes, you had your pissy bin for.
I wonder who had that job.
It was one of his guys, or like whoever was there,
Yeah.
because we couldn't step out, otherwise we'd do it.
Right, fair. Do you want to come work for MrBeast? Oh, yes, please.
yeah,
yeah,
that'd be
you're going to be the
great,
guy that
yeah.
comes, gets the shitty buckets, takes them away. Fucking hell.
Fuck that. That's right.
Sell them on eBay.
Yeah, innit?
Casper Lee's feces.
How big was the actual circle?
That's a great question.
In comparison to this room.
Yeah.
Probably just a tiny bit bigger than this room.
Right.
Okay.
I think.
Right.
I thought you were going to say like the table, like you all
No,
just
no,
stood
no.
inside. Like
Nah,
this
because
fucking-
they could walk about and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Maybe like 1.5 this room. So
Right.
another half
Okay.
on it.
Right.
Because we
Fair.
brought a gazebo in. If you wanted to take a shit, you'd go in the gazebo and
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Fair.
But you know,
That's
like
mad.
just to go on about that challenge, man. I lasted 29 hours and won nothing.
Yeah.
I got to the
True.
stage where I was going crazy. I was like, what am I doing? I was at 5 a.m. over the Hollywood Hills. I got so bored that I just started screaming, just screaming. And they didn't put it in the video. It was so funny. But yeah, it was a great challenge. Like, I'm glad I did it.
That must have been a sick view, by the way.
It was a good view. Yeah.
Yeah.
It got a bit boring after looking
20
at
I
it
was
for
gonna
29
say.
hours.
Yeah. Could have just bought a postcard.
Yeah.
And little did I know that, you know, I think the time in the end was 32 hours. So all I
yes.
needed to do was stay 3 more hours. But you don't know that because, like, the way
Nah.
Danny was going to go, he was like, I'm going to do another night. And they're adding weight every hour. They're adding another pound of weight every hour. So in the end, I had, I weighed at the time like 81 kg. And when I left the circle, I was weighed 105 kg. So it's
You had a
like,
fifth of your weight. No.
yeah, quarter more,
Yeah.
on me. So it was starting to
Yeah.
like hurt me. And I was like, is it worth it? I was like, I'm in the video. Like,
Yeah.
I've stayed 29 hours. I've come 6th or something.
Yeah.
Be done with it.
Yeah.
Let these boys win.
Do you think you would have stayed longer if you didn't have a bit of money?
I did think about this as I was in there.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting. And where I got to is 100K. That's a lot of money to me. 50K is a lot of money for me. $20,000, get it back to the UK. If I'm sharing it with 5 people or 4 people, it's like, that's, you know, £15,000. It's like, I don't know. It just didn't seem that appealing because, just be transparent, like, brand deals come our
deals,
way
yeah.
and they are that type of money. And I'm the type of person that doesn't take all that money. And I don't know if you've seen some of my branded content, but I try to spend as much money as I can on the video from the brand. So I probably sometimes spend like 50% of the money
Right.
max
Yeah.
on doing it.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
And yeah, so it was getting to these numbers where I was like, am I going to stay in there and like really hurt my lower back or knee
Yeah.
and my head for like this?
Yeah.
And it got to the point where I was like, I know these 4 aren't going to crack and they're not going to split it. So like, what happens?
Yeah.
So yeah, it just got to that stage where the money, the experience and where I'd got, and
That was already a
backing out
win
now,
for you.
yeah.
Yeah. Fair. Do you think it?
That's fair.
This is like one of them questions where you never know, really,
No, of
unless you're
course
there.
not,
But
unless you're doing it.
what do you reckon? Are you the kind of person that could do an endurance?
Well, right now, I'd probably die in that circle for 100 grand. Just being transparent. So yeah,
That's what a couple people in there, that was their mindset.
yeah. Because I'm not being, well, without getting too deep. Like in my mind, I'd be like, well, fuck me, I could go back and pay off my mum's mortgage. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's enough for me.
Yeah.
What if
Staying there.
you're up against someone else who has that mindset?
Then what? I'm also incredibly competitive. So
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm going to break you.
But then
There's
what
no
if they
chance.
are as well?
Yeah.
Then we'll both die in the circle.
We were
and this-
talking about it getting to the stage where people were gonna fall over, and like as far as I'm aware, Mini Lad at the end of it had to go to hospital because of his lower back.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
mad.
So you're up against people like that, and I was like, I don't
Yeah.
want to go to hospital in US. Do you have to pay for that?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what? No,
Yeah.
no thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, another one of your videos that I enjoyed recently was the one where you leaked Willany's phone number.
Yeah.
I assume he didn't enjoy it very much.
He didn't enjoy it.
Mm.
But it was fine in the end. It was fitness feb.
How was you when so what you did for people out there that haven't seen it, you put some sort of like moving billboards around London.
Yes.
And they had Willany's phone number on.
Yeah, and a little cut together video of him speaking.
Yeah, so you made him say,
Yeah.
You basically told him that he was going to be in your video or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
He had to read a script,
And he didn't stick to the script.
because
Of course.
CALLUX was going to take like bits of the script and put it together to say
Right.
like basically, hey guys, you want to call me? It's my number,
Right,
something
okay.
Hey
like
guys,
that.
my name's Willany. Call me.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Right, fuck. And people would instantly just assume that's one of his videos.
Yes.
I
yeah,
reckon.
I got a couple tweets about it. Yeah.
Yeah. When I was watching it, I was cringing a bit. I was finding it a bit awkward because I could tell it's kind of like one of them things where you think, right, I'm going to prank my mate here, and then as it's unfolding, was in your head, were you thinking, oh fuck, like he might not take this well?
Yeah. So there's a couple things. So my videos, I try and always entertain.
Yeah.
So like some of the stuff you'll see is real, and some of it isn't real. It's just to make the video good.
Yeah.
So I have to live on this very narrow line, like make the best video I can and make it authentic, but also not piss off my friends so much. So I
Yeah.
told him something was coming. So he expected it, and his reaction obviously favoured that as well.
Right.
But just to make the video more interesting.
right.
But there are times where I have to really think about, well, where is the line? So Cal Freezy's scared of snakes,
yeah.
but I want to prank him with a snake. So in the end, you know, for my after party show, I put a snake. I managed to persuade him to let me trick him with some or let me show him some animals, and he knew a snake was coming. He didn't, but he knew a snake was coming.
Yeah.
So the snake came out. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like I always live on this barrier, this like fine line between what is real and what is entertainment.
Fair enough. So what's your opinion on prank channels?
They put me out of business.
Really?
Yeah, like back in the day, it's actually going back to your one of your questions you asked before the break. Was that video real? Was it fake?
Oh yeah. So this is what I read. So I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I read online that you. Well, why don't you introduce it? What was the video?
Well, let's talk about prank channels first. So back in
Yeah.
the day, you had your Foozy Tubes, your Vitalis.
Yeah, they were smashing it, getting
Joey
big
Salads.
numbers.
Absolutely,
Joey Salads, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
absolutely smashing it, and they just weren't real, and I could tell because I make videos very similar to that.
Yeah.
But they just weren't real, and they took it to a level where the only way you could make a prank video that would resonate with the audience on YouTube was to fake it, was to get people on your side and make sure you can get the right reactions without getting beaten up.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I can't think of any right now, but Foozy, like car boot open,
When he's wearing the leggings.
and then he'll like go off at the people, and it's like, how do you know in America that someone's not going to turn around and feel like you're threatening them and shoot you?
Yeah.
Especially over there.
Yeah. There was one where he was walking around black neighborhoods saying, "What's up, my neighbor?" but saying it quite quickly, and it sounded like he was saying something else.
I didn't see that.
And it did really. I don't want to say it was Foozy. It could have been someone else. It might have been Vitaly. It was one of them. I can't say who it was for sure, but obviously you know what the connotation was.
Yeah.
And these people were getting exactly what you just said, like pissed off. And I thought they could turn round. Like I know shooting is the extreme, but they could just beat you the fuck up,
100%.
mate. So
You can get killed by a punch, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or your head lands on a curb. There's people that have gone away for that in the UK.
That
absolutely.
my
That
dad,
is a-
that happened to my dad.
Really?
My dad got in a fight. I don't think I've ever said this on here, but my dad got in a fight when he was very, very young, and he was never in any trouble with the police before that. Hit the guy. The guys fell down, hit his head on the curb, died like that. And then my dad went to prison for like
Died?
died. Yeah. So my dad went to prison for a number of years. I don't know off the top of my head how many, but yeah, he just got put away for manslaughter. Then he's come out of there. People would often look at that and think, well, he's the bad guy in that scenario. To him, it was a kid having a fight. Do you know what I mean? They were having a fight like everyone does up and down the country. He's now got to live with that for the rest of his life. The fact that he's took someone's life. Do you know? He's not the kind of guy that will fucking that eats him up every day. That does. So yeah, fucking the scary things and these prank videos. I think they started off innocently, just a bit of fun. Pranks are always fun. You grow up, you have April Fool's Day, for God's sake. Do you know what I mean? And then the thing with YouTube and with YouTubers, they try and outdo each other. And you're going to get to this extreme.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Most definitely.
that leads me on to your video.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I started thinking, because that was me, it was like public interviews and pranks. And I worked with another channel, I think called Fast, Furious and Funny, and we'd go out and we'd shoot real pranks, and they ate away at me. And I feel like that's why now I can kind of say and do whatever I want in public. You tell me to go outside and go up to a woman and say, or anyone, sorry, but a woman and say, I don't like your shoes. I don't know. I'm just making something up.
Mm.
I have no problem in doing that. That barrier is gone now.
Really? No filter?
No, nothing. My head, like I'm smart. I try and stay smart. I try and stay out of drama.
Yeah.
I won't try not to do things that are stupid. But if you told me to go and do that, I'd do it. Or something a little bit more entertaining than that. Go and throw myself into the Trafalgar Square fountains. I've no qualms doing that whatsoever. And it was because I worked with this channel. I didn't get paid that much, but I wasn't that big on YouTube. And I went out and shot 3 pranks. Met them at like 8 a.m. on a Friday and shot 3 really out there pranks. And I've uploaded some to my channel, stuff where I'd go up to real cars, real people, and I would clamp their cars as they're parked like Tesco's and stuff.
I think I've seen it, yeah.
And like quality, like when I uploaded that now, it's like so refreshing because it's real and you could tell it's real. And I'm like all awkward and like you get real reactions.
You're dressed as a traffic warden, aren't you? Yeah.
And met some angry people and it, that the anxiety that I had every Friday morning before going to shoot. Anyway, that was that was a mixture of stuff on their channel, stuff on my channel, pranks. I uploaded a couple pranks back then, and then it started getting pressed to a new level. And I just thought of a video, and I was going to go and do it for real. It was tying some cans to the back of a car in Tesco's or something. Someone who's just pulled up and has gone into the supermarket, tie some cans, and then when they get out of the car to go, they drive away. They get out of the car and they look at the back of their car and they're like, or they feel like their exhaust has fallen off when they've driven off a little bit.
Right.
And then I was going to hop in, lock the doors, and drive off.
Fucking hell.
And I thought of that video idea. I was like, that is a fucking sick idea. That is such a good video idea. And then I ran through it in my head and I was like, what happens if I do this for real? It's like jail time. Legitimate. It's Grand Theft Auto. I don't know what it's called in the UK.
Yeah.
And I can't drive. And I still can't drive. So it's a bit of a problem.
Right.
But I came up with the video idea and it went through all my barriers that I have in my head when you can tell me an idea and I'll either bin it straight away or I'll slowly build on it, quickly build on it, and then it'll make sense. And it's like, yes, we're doing that. Just like the Silent Room one, 100%. Get that in the book. I know that's going to do well. And it did. And I don't get that every time. I'm not perfect. Feel like MrBeast is.
Yeah.
But I had that with this video. I was like, I'm going to film it. Who do I know? And I went and just spoke to one of my friends and I was like, I want to film this. Really simple video. Let's do it. And I shot the video.
For real? You done it for real?
All legit.
Oh, no. With he was the one in the car.
Oh, right.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And put it online, and I was like, if people think it's fake, it's fake. If they think it's real, it's real.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah.
So uploaded it. Didn't really get any backlash, but it's like just try and live that line between real and fake. As I said, like I'm very happy to be open about that.
Yeah.
Were you open about it at the time?
No. Because
it'd be pointless.
I felt like that's what it was frowned upon. It might even still be. I don't know.
Was it for you a bit of a if you can't beat them, join them? Because
I had to join them.
Yeah.
Or you get left behind.
Yeah.
And for me, that was like your reaction there when I told you about it.
Yeah.
Like that's the reaction in it because you know that's like it's a crazy thing to do.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been a bad move to do it for real.
Yes.
Yeah. TGF, bro. Jay and Ramel, they did one. Where, I don't know if you've seen it. Getting into strangers' cars, and there's cars just parked, not parked. They're on the road. But they're in traffic, and they would just go up and get in their car.
Yeah.
And Ramel did it to some woman. I've seen the video did very well for a long time before getting backlash, if I remember rightly. And I remember seeing it, thinking, "What the fuck are these guys up to?" Because Ramel's, and I've met these two guys. They've come to my house. They stayed round. They're nice guys. Ramel, I have always had nothing but good things to say about him. Lovely guy, right? But he's a hench guy. Right? And he's just gone up to this car and got in the passenger seat and shut the door. And this woman has just looked at him and screamed. Shrieked. These boys, they do it for real. They don't fuck about. They do it for real. And I thought, it's a prank, but has that gone too far?
Yeah.
Has that,
It's clearly distressing for the woman involved.
Fuck me. Because I did think, as soon as he turns around and goes, because they try and make light of it. So he goes, "Mum?" Oh, and then he goes, "I'm so sorry. I thought you were my mum," like that. So he tries to instantly take it out of that kind of uncomfortable zone.
Yeah.
But I thought that is the kind of shit that could fuck someone for a long time.
Yeah.
I reckon so. Like if you get someone who's not mentally stable or whatever, they could think of that for a long time.
Yeah.
Doors will be locked from then in.
Yeah, I was gonna say after that you'd probably just lock your doors, right?
Yeah.
When you're chilling around.
For sure.
Because what
Certainly.
if that's almost like a bit of a wake up call?
Yeah.
So good and bad in a way, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta take the positives from it.
What's because I mean, like, meeting you today, I can tell you're a lovely chap. But
Thank you.
but back in the day, we've had a bit of beef and
Yep.
stuff like that. When I say beef, I mean it's not beef in terms of like doing videos about each other, big drama, just little
Yep.
Twitter spats here and there. And I can tell that you're somebody that promotes positive content on YouTube. You don't like the negative stuff, and that's very much kind of what I do. I take the piss out of things and blah, 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 blah. So I'd just like to know, really, like, and know you ain't got to hold any punches,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what's your opinion of channels like mine?
Yeah. I don't mind you guys
Right.
at all. I think there is definitely a place for you. I guess there's the two sides in it. You've got I don't really watch many people, so I'm just making this up, and correct me if I'm wrong. But you've
Yeah.
got people who are, maybe have their channels and give a lot of their opinions. So I watch Keemstar quite a lot.
Right.
He tries to stay neutral sometimes, but I guess a lot of the time his opinion is in that.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes that gets more emotional than factual, and it can be very damaging. But it's entertainment, and it's good to watch. You know, from my point of view.
Yeah.
Honestly, just my point of view.
Yeah.
I watch all of his videos,
Right.
and I want to know what's going on in the community.
Right.
But then you get the other end, and it's like I don't know who makes videos like this, but say very factual and not very emotional on the other end. And I feel like people who are closer to this end, I will not respect more, but like I'll appreciate it more because I know I'm getting the truth. Maybe like Philly D.
Right.
It's not a drama channel or like a
It's like
commentary
a
channel.
news
but
channel, but he
news.
freely gives his opinion, doesn't he?
He gives his opinion, but I think it's based on facts a lot more than say Keemstar.
For sure. I think there's a thin line between them. I find that Philly D is very good at separating the facts from his opinion. He'll give you the story in an unbiased way, and then he'll go, here's what I think on the thing.
Yeah.
Whereas Keemstar will almost, in my opinion, and I'm not a fan of Keemstar, I've said it, he's not a fan of me.
How come? Or is that should we not go into that right now?
We can. All it was because I was, again, I know I'm very critical of YouTubers. This is kind of my thing. But Keemstar, I never really said anything about. It was just this guy that existed, and he'd done a news show. Alex was speaking about some of the beef that he had with Keemstar back in the day, and I said, and he referred to it as a news show, and I just went, it's not. How can it be a fucking news show when he's completely biased? Because in my opinion, Keemstar will report bad things on the people he doesn't like, and this is how fickle that I believe Keem can be. And I've said worse things, so I'm not going to hold any punches. But I believe that Keemstar could like you as a person, so he could be a fan of the CALLUX channel. You could do something completely fucked. He may not touch it. He may not go into it because of some kind of loyalty with you, which is respectable as a human being, right? But then, if you ever even slightly tweeted something negative about Drama Alert, you're off the list, and the next time you fuck up, you're going to do a fire. Yeah, you're in the firing line. That, in my opinion, is what he does. So, so therefore, I think that's the difference between Philly D. Here's the news in a very unbiased way, and here's my opinion for those that want it. Here's my 2 pence.
Yeah.
Keemstar will report the news as if it's facts, like, and he'll kind of try and turn people away. So in that respect, it's no different to what channels like, I guess you could say mine as well, that propel this drama. It's no real difference. I just don't think he can call himself a news channel, but that's my opinion. So going back to
So I on the other hand, like as I said, I watch all his videos because I find them entertaining, and I'm just a viewer. And again, like I don't really have that much drama around me, so I've never really felt the wrath of him or you or other people like that. Maybe if I had, I'd have a different opinion.
Right.
But I don't mind you guys at all. I feel like sometimes it gets deep. Like I'm good friends with Alfie.
Yeah.
I in no way know the full story between you guys.
Yeah.
I've watched bits of stuff. I've seen bits with Ollie White.
Yeah.
Josh, Casper.
Yeah.
Bits here and there.
Yeah.
But I guess I just don't like sometimes when I hop on the timeline or go in my sub box and it's just like a video like ripping someone apart.
Right.
Because it again, I'm not all about positivity. I'm not that guy.
Right.
But I just try and keep it on a level.
Yeah.
If someone fucks up, they deserve it.
Yeah.
If they fucked up a little bit, or they've maybe like made some merch that isn't to your taste, it's like, leave them alone. Fuck, let them get on with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where I am.
Yeah.
So it's like, not that you shouldn't exist, but maybe you should pick and choose. And I feel like you do anyway, but that's my opinion.
No, that's fair. That is fair enough, and I'm quite open in admitting that sometimes it's gone a bit too far. But what I think, and again, I literally just asked your opinion. I'm not trying to defend myself here, or change any opinions. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. But the thing with my channel, which I don't think some people really get, is that I've had problems with things like the merch, and then it's kind of propelled by the fact that if we've taken that Ollie White example, Casper called me a bully, and then I did a response to that.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm just talking about this merch, blah, blah, blah. Then it becomes a bigger thing now because there's this involved.
Yeah.
And then that becomes a discussion. So then, because I just take the piss, really, I try not... It's kind of weird. It's kind of like counterintuitive because I try not to be deep, and I'm all sort of relaxed, but by doing that, it becomes across deep. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So when Casper did this video and it became a big thing, I was like... especially with the merch, I was like, right, I know that chapter's over now, so I'm just going to keep bringing it back as jokes now. Do you know what I mean? Literally just as jokes. So when people, I'm kind of a bit naive in terms of I know that someone like yourself's not going to be watching my every video, and you might dip in and out like I do with yours. And then if you dip into a video that's 20 videos after that, and I'm still talking about something, you're going to be like Will and E famously said, have a day off, mate.
Yeah.
But what it is it's almost like a meme on the channel now.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't really give a fuck about Ollie's hoodies anymore. Like, do you know what I mean? I really don't give a fuck about it. But it has become become a meme.
Sitting there on somewhat, like, you could make a video about me at any point if I do something wrong. And it's like, I'll watch that video, and it's like, I'm a real person. Like, I have real feelings and stuff, and I know it's YouTube, it's not that deep, but like, if someone makes a video about you, it does 500,000 views. I'm just guessing, and I've been in, I don't know, bits of, I don't know, on Twitter with you, say for example, or other people, in the past. It's like, it's not good for them, I don't think.
Right.
It's already a tough ecosystem.
Yeah.
And then to see someone like ripping you apart for hoodies, it's like, oh man, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's a bad example. I should pick something else. But do you know what I mean? Like, I'm on the other end and I'm like, oh man, this makes me feel really shit. But I feel like, I feel like there's people doing much worse out there. I've just tried to make some.
Yeah. I was gonna say with what you were alluding to there, like what script shouts out to me is like iDubbbz on his content cops. Like, he will literally take someone's entire career and deconstruct it, and then be like leave you just fucking in the dust.
Yeah,
like,
I think what I've gone from, because I'm not going to stop doing that if I feel like the person's genuinely done wrong. Where I did go wrong, and where perhaps when we had a first Twitter spat years ago.
I can't even remember what that's about, by the way. Do you?
Vaguely, and I know for a fact I was in the wrong. I know for a fact that I was a twat, because back in the day, I used to, when I first started doing these negative videos, I thought, and it was purely an age thing and just being a bit thick. I thought, if I play this anti-YouTuber role, which I still very much kind of do, but if I play it to the nth degree, where I am anti-YouTube, man, and I don't hold back, I will be like the Frankie Boyle of YouTube, right? Which is a terrible way to look at it, because no one really wants to be Frankie Boyle. But I was like, I'm just not going to give a fuck about what anyone says, and I'm just going to go for it. And I was starting to judge people based on things they can't even control, based on things they can't even do. And I'm no better than anyone on the platform, nor do I think that. So by saying that, it made me look like arrogant. So I think what you put, and again, I hold my hands up. I can't remember it. It was something like, and it was this petty. I don't even like saying it because I know how petty I was, but it was like, you said about someone famous, I think it was Floyd Mayweather or something. You were like, my guy, Floyd Mayweather. And I hadn't heard the term my guy before. I was like, how's he your guy? Like that. This is another thing as well, because of the videos that I do, I think sometimes my satirical tweets don't come across well.
Oh, when I read some of your tweets, I'm like, oh man, like, If I spoke like this with some people, I don't think we'd speak again. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you have this kind of crack with like a bunch of people around you.
It's weird because it's not intended like that sometimes, but I'm very dry. So what it was, you said Floyd is petty. Floyd Mayweather, my guy. I was like, how's he your guy? You've never met the guy or whatever. And then you found an example of me saying the same thing about someone.
Did I?
And then I was like, okay, fair enough. Like, I don't really need know where to go from there. And then I think any kind of like spat we've had there
I think
on
there was
in,
2 before.
right?
Yeah.
I think it was just a case of essentially me putting my opinion out about
And then
Alfie,
me not liking it
and
or
then you
something.
saying lazy, whatever, which you are entitled to. So what I try and do now, because I do genuinely feel like, just to counter argument a point you made about they're real people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Alfie has lovely qualities. I'm sure that he could potentially be a nice guy. But
He is.
Yeah, fair. But I don't. And I know he's a real human, but I feel like he has made some mistakes that are funny to sort of joke about, like the £1 video, stuff
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
I feel like he's separated from his audience, and I think no matter how nice a person could be in real life, that's not an instant get out of jail free card for not being able to talk about them. Because I used an example on a podcast I did recently where I'm sure Hitler, and I'm not comparing him to Alfie, but I'm sure Hitler had some nice attributes, right? I'm sure he could have been a laugh at parties or something. That doesn't mean he didn't gas the Jews, right? Now, I'm not saying that Alfie Days has done anything near that bad,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying because someone has nice qualities, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to call them out on other
Yeah, yeah.
things. Do you know what?
I agree. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, I know what you
I
mean.
guess it's just that the bit. I think I also said that that they're real people. Like they might be nice, they might not be nice, but he'll sit there and it'll be like maybe like one Jackmate video after another, or this tweet, or it's a meme. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, like this is a thing, and this is something that I've got to worry about now in my life,
Right.
and I've potentially got to change what I do. Sometimes for the better, in your opinion,
Yeah.
and probably my opinion too. Like
Yeah.
you should never make another £1 video ever again, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Bit
Or
of
you've
a
got to be
misstep.
more open to your audience, or like the gap, as you said, between
Yeah.
you and your audience.
For sure.
But I guess it's just like I feel I've spent a lot of time in my own head recently, and like over the last year, and
yeah.
I know if someone attacks me or something like James Charles happened to me, like I don't know what I'd do, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'd either probably kill myself or fly to another country to get away from it. And it's like
Yeah.
I can't help but feel for some of these people that do get attacked. Not only by yourself, but you know, when the whole internet turns
Yeah.
against you,
Yeah.
it's horrible. And I guess that's where I come out.
Yeah, that's fair
Yeah,
enough.
fair,
That's
fair.
that's admirable in a way. But I just to
Yeah, no, hit
finish
me.
on.
Yeah.
I would say that I never want to attack them as a person. Always the things that they've done, and I'm always the first one to. Whether or not you've seen it or not, like Alfie's apology video, I came out and said that's one of the best apology videos on YouTube, like that. I defended Zoella against the press once when they put a picture of her wearing her underwear and said it was bad. I want to take it on a case by case basis, and some of the worst things that I think those people have done, like the ghostwritten books and stuff, which I do think is morally shit. Because I spoke about it quite a bit, and I stand by it to this day, and I have to stand by it. I'm not going to do a 180-degree turn on those things. It's a meme now for me.
Yeah.
I've memed it. My audience know what they're getting. I'm not going to start every video going Alfie Days is a cunt. I'm sure he's not a cunt, but some of those things he's done in the past are still quite shit, and that's just the way it is. So I completely get your point of view and stuff like that. But the last thing I want to go on to, if you don't mind talking about it, is on the topic of trolls and hate comments and stuff like this on YouTube. I was looking through because you had an illness when you were younger.
Yeah.
Right. And I think I vaguely, because this is how we had a little Twitter spat, but I feel like it was kind of like put aside when I watched a podcast you did with, I can't remember who it was now.
Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great, and I liked
Thank
how
you.
open you were, and I just tweeted. I didn't want to tag you in it. I just said credit where it's due. You're really good in this video. And I think it could have been that video in which you mentioned this, but forgive me if it's not. You were ill as a kid.
Yeah.
What do you mind talking about
Not
that
at
or
all.
not? Because
Not at all.
that's quite heavy. What's that about? What happened?
Yeah, so I had leukemia when I was 4, I think 4 or 5. Yeah, so I missed like a bunch of school time. So like year 1 and year 2, I think, was pretty impacted. Um, it was it's one of those ones where I can only remember the bad stuff
Right.
because like most of it was bad, but like you only remember the bits that were like really bad. So
When obviously you're quite young, was
Yeah.
you aware of the gravity of what you were going through?
So how it started, or how I was ill for weeks, and I went to the GP a number of times, and they just sent me home with like flu or something. I don't know.
That's such a running theme, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is such a running
It was
theme.
unfortunate because I was
diagnosis.
legitimately dying.
Mental.
And then woke up. I was sleeping in my mum's bed one morning. One night, and I woke up at about 4 a.m. and I felt my face, and it was all like crusty and stuff, but it wasn't light enough outside, and I just like sticking to my pillow, and I was like, "What's going on here?" So I say, "Mum," she's facing the other way, and she's like, "What's up?" I was like, "I'm not feeling too well." She's like, "Just go back to sleep. We'll see how you feel in the morning." I think what I said there was probably turn around and have a look at what's going on over here. So about an hour and a half later, I think it was like 5:30. It gets a bit lighter outside. I like wake up and my hands are covered in blood. My face is bloody. The pillow is like red, and I was like, "Mum," and I think she could tell by the how my voice was. Turned immediately around and just like shocked that I was just covered in blood. So I can't remember the exact terms, or I think my platelets were low or something like that. Had to have numerous blood transfusions, platelets added to me and stuff. And yeah, got rushed to. My mum didn't have a phone. I was, again, not something that people really know about me, but I was very poor when I was younger.
Right.
From East London, lived in a council estate, and my mum didn't have a home phone, or she had a home phone but it didn't work. So shouted out on the balcony, we're like 3 floors up in Poplar somewhere. Shouted out to someone on the street so they could call the ambulance in the phone box, and then rushed to hospital in an ambulance, and I don't know, stayed in there for weeks, if not, I don't know, ages really.
Oh.
And then I can just remember like all the bad things, like going for a lumbar puncture every 2 weeks, which is a needle stuck into your spine, the chemotherapy, some that I've read about now, and I'm like, oh shit. So that's decreased my life by a number of years and stuff. I don't know. And then like it completely killing all white blood cells, I think, in my body. So immune system was really low, and being like locked away for weeks on end, not being able to do anything or really touch anything because I'd just catch something and die.
Wow.
So yeah, I just really remember like the worst bits, and then touch wood, I've been really lucky to have been in remission since. I think it's called that. Well, not as in I know that's what it's called, but like, am I still in remission if it's been
Yeah.
20 something years, 23 years? But yeah, it was a challenging period. It had a big toll on my mum. Dad dipped in and out when I was younger, and I think it's sculpted me to, I wouldn't change anything, I don't think. I take all of my past experiences that have happened to me, and I wouldn't change a thing, because like sitting here right now and I'm quite healthy at the moment, and lucky to be here and in an amazing opportunity and being able to pay for my mum and dad and stuff. So yeah.
Well, that's pretty much answered my next question. I was going to say, do you think going through something like that gives you more of an appreciation on life than perhaps the average man or woman has?
I've never before, like maybe the last year or two, when I say like I've been a bit in my mind a little bit, I've not really taken that much time to. I just like, I did that, I beat that. What's next?
Right.
And that's always kind of been my mentality. To give you like a slight example, I went to a school in East London, and then my mum searched every single boarding school in the country, had no money. What ones could I get in for free? And she found 2 or 3, and she was like, "What's this one? This one in West Sussex. How do we get into this? Oh, we need to be part of this company in London that will pay for your education." We go to them. They're the ironmongers of London. So I'm an ironmonger. I can take like a sheep or a goat across London Tower Bridge, because I'm one of those like. I think I can do that anyway. I'm part of I don't know what they're called. You got like ironmongers, blacksmiths.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. My friend's one. I can't remember what they're called now.
Yeah. So she got me into.
Masons or? Is that what you're on about? Freemasons?
Freemasons.
Something like that?
I feel like they might be one
One
of them.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're going to be taking a sheep across the bridge. Vic Star's going to have his duck.
So, yeah, I went in, I met some big scary men, and they liked me when I was 10, so they sponsored me, got into the boarding school. Do you know what I mean? So it's been like, what's the challenge, and how do I fix it? Like, and that's where I am now. It's like we're problem solvers as YouTubers, and I own a company as well. It's problem solving every single day, and I feel like a lot of this stuff when I was younger has sculpted me quite fully to be able to solve problems and hustle, basically. Yeah.
Very
That's
respectable.
a really good outlook. That's a really good outlook.
Fair enough. That was deep, but cheers for sharing. No, cheers for sharing that story.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, because it's a bit of an underdog story, really. You were dealt the shittest hands in life.
I know. Oh, if I was born, 20 years earlier, then I potentially wouldn't be here or be there right now.
Yeah. Fair
which
play.
is scary.
Fair play. What final couple of things? What's next for you? What's on the horizon for CALLUX?
Been struggling to upload. Like, these ideas are killing me, man, in this new algorithm and how everything needs to be great. So it's like, I'd love to get into some sort of schedule for the first time in like my whole CALLUX career of like 7 years now.
Yeah.
Never had a schedule.
No.
I'd love to have a schedule, but it just isn't in my DNA.
Is that hard when you run your own company?
Yeah, I'm there like Monday to Friday. So it's like, but that's actually my fault too. It's like, I see this bigger goal here. Is it a big? Well, so I see like a future here if I become irrelevant tomorrow.
Right.
I can still run a successful production company and create some great content because it's all in here and I don't need to be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So I guess I need to get better at splitting up my time, more 50-50 really, because YouTube's this incredible creature, and as you said, like I'm really lucky to be an OG, if you want to call me that.
Yeah.
But still being able to pull between 400k and 5.5 mil on videos, and that's like, and not a lot of people around us at the moment are fully capable of doing that. People's views are dying and stuff. I feel like I still have such great ideas, and I just want to upload more. But people always say that's boring. I'd love to.
How about this? You're 100 years old.
Yeah.
You're on your deathbed. What needs to happen between now and then for you to look back at your life and go, I was success? Or
I'd love to go to space.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd love to. Like, I have been like, I know that the first people that they're going to send to Mars probably aren't going to come back and need to actually know something more than how to make YouTube videos. But I potentially would do that.
You would?
Or I know that NASA uploaded a video a couple of days ago saying that they're going to the moon. I'd love to do that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So that, like, going to space, maybe if I get super rich when I'm older and I can pay $1 million to get on a spaceship and go around the Earth for a couple of hours, that would be dope. That would be really dope.
If you stay close to MrBeast, I reckon he can make that happen.
All that, yeah. That's true.
Sending 1 million Orbeez into space and CALLUX. CALLUX, it's been a pleasure, mate. If people want to find you online, if they don't know who you are, where can they find you?
Just CALLUX on all my platforms. 2 L's.
There we go.
Well,
absolute
thanks
pleasure.
for having me.
Cheers for sharing your stories, mate. And cheers, Jordan.
No problem. Thoroughly enjoyed it, like I said.
This has been Jaack Mate's Happy Hour, and we will see you soon. See you then.